saga begins. Begin. Begin. Begin war. Yo, the saga begins. Begin war. Yo, the saga begins. Saga begins. Begin.
as soon as I arrive home, yeah, I moved on. Some things in life are too simple. Some things in life are too simple. I don't really wanna drive home, but as soon as I arrive home, yeah, I moved on. Some things in life are too simple. Some things in life are too simple. Too simple. Too simple. Some things in life are too simple. I don't really wanna drive home, but as soon as I arrive home, yeah, I moved on. Some things in life are too simple. 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 Too simple. Too simple. Some things in life are too simple. I don't really wanna drive home, but as soon as I arrive home, yeah, I moved on. Some things in life are too simple. Some things in life are too simple.
Brace yourselves. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Your working day is complete. Please return to your vessels. The factory is going into shutdown.
Hello everyone, this is Cohen and this is the Ribblicious channel. We are going to be doing something a little bit different today. We're doing a bit of programming, coding, PHP, whatever you want to call it really. So let's jump right in I guess. First things first, let's see what we've got currently. So Yogs DB, main page, you've got videos obviously, you've got channels, and in the background you've got stars. For example, if I go to Kaf's channel, he's there, go through a video, sees, well, he would be starring there. Brilliant example. Let's go with Tom. Of course, that one doesn't have one either. Anyway, it does attach things to. So, this is going to be a new project because, as it turns out, previously the old theme that we're using, it's not freely available. I think I must have bought it at some point and then used it for this. Let's start over. First of all, we're going to git clone the current repository. Got a little readme in there, nothing interesting really. A term, text editor up, eh? So what we're doing straight away here is making a new Laravel project. Laravel, however you pronounce it, whatever. And then we're going to move all that into the repository and, well, commit it. Just initialize the project. Just get everything. With rmdir just to make sure it's actually empty. It's not. Because we copied it. Duh. Brilliant. There we go. I'm actually getting used to this ZSH. So it does a bit of oddness. If I was to copy the config file, it gets rid of the slash. Pretty annoying. There's probably a config setting to stop that. Anyway, enough waffling on. Let's add everything just as it is. Just initialize the repository. Make sure we haven't missed anything. Brilliant. Push that up as it is as our little first push, I guess. So first of all, we need to figure out what we actually need. Let's pull open a new tab here. So we're going to need videos, obviously, channels, stars. I realise that might be a bit too much, but let's call them stars anyway. We might want a series later. We want games. Let's go with that for now. First things first, let's get some Paracast generators. Just because they make things a little bit easier. Now we need to put that in the service provider as such when it's done. Which it is. Brilliant. Oh, I forgot a bit here. I know, I forgot. Wrong way around. Ah, I put that in the wrong place. Register, yeah. Okay. Typical, it don't work the first time, eh? There we go. Obviously, I'll change these keys and stuff before it actually goes fully live, so don't try hacking. I mean, you try. Let me know if you break in, obviously. What we got going on here? Have I missed something? Always the way, isn't it? You try and start something new. The new problems appear. Not the one we're expecting. Oh, obviously beginner's luck and all that doesn't work. Script out. That is the wrong one. You do an open. Oh, I do apologise if I'm moving a bit too quick. Probably nerves. You know how it is. Here's the 20 minutes of silence while you figure out what's up with the thing. All local. What? Oh, I know what I've done. Oh, which way round is it? You need the dev version for 5.4. Right, let's see if that one works. There we go. Always the case. Always. Especially when you're recording something. Let's just set up a bit of a basic thing for now. Database. I think that one's free. Just, it's a local machine, there we go. Marvellous. You ever see me using shortcode like this, it's probably because I've got an alias set up. Cool, well that worked. Here's one I made earlier. We'll probably switch to Redis or something later, but for now database will do nicely. The caching we'll just use files, probably won't be using caching anyway at the moment. See if that works. So serve is actually a... and there's a bit of host or something, whatever, you'll see. Cool, no errors, good start. It's always a good start. So first things first, let's set up those things that we mentioned. We need a videos. What's going to be in video? Never remember these off the top of my head. And we want to create videos table. Make that a bit bigger. That's Windows keying up if you're ever wondering. So we're going to need a name, which will probably be a string. Description. Be bigger than a string, so text. Probably want to store the YouTube ID. Let's go with string because they use it's not numbers, is it? It's anything. What else do we need? And yeah, I'm using underscores at the moment because I'm not quite certain what they're going to be finalised to. So maybe we need a view count. Actually, I think YouTube had a problem with integers, so let's give it a big integer. Let's like count, dislike count. Other stats to got views, likes, dislikes. We cheat a bit. Yeah, this is the real version. What have we got in this one? Videos. We want some soft deletes. So that we can delete things without actually removing them from the database in case there's an error made or something. What other edits do we do to the videos? That's a series pivot table, we'll get to that later. Slug, that might be useful. We don't want text for that. String. Upload date, that might be useful. How do we store that one? Just a date time, nice. Thumbnail. That's going to be a URL, so let's give it a string for now, unless proven otherwise. What we got here? Duration, that might be useful. I think we can get away with integer for that one. Oh, comment count, that was the other one I was thinking of. Not likely to be huge, is it? There we've got a name, description, YouTube ID, view count, comment count, like count, dislike count, slug, upload date, thumbnail duration, and soft deletes on the end. The way the generator works, if you do it like that, it'll just do the sort of just do that sort of thing, so we can do it like that. Usually works. Probably won't now, just because why not? Should be that. Have a look what it generated. The old one, of course. There's our database. Migrations. See what I mean? There's the soft deletes. So that looks all good. I don't really need a down because I never really use the down method. I usually just go up and change things rather than losing data. So again, this is actually shortcode, but I've just got an alias that puts the PHP in for me. Oh, here we go. Oh, what we got here? Bloody hell. Incorrect column name. Is that soft deletes? That is not the right one. Go away until needed. Oh, this is going to give us another error actually, if I remember rightly. Oh no, fair enough. Oh no, that's when you're using MariaDB. It gives a weird error about string length. Yeah, it's really annoying actually, but what can you do? So that's our video set up for now. That's the wrong one. No, it isn't. Yeah, it is. I'm in it here. Let's do the same again, but for channels. So again, we want a name, description, channels. What else you got? Well, we've got the slug that we want. Subscribers. Yeah, let's open the old one again. It's always easy when you're starting from somewhere that you've already got the old information. So channels previously we've got, oh yeah, YouTube ID of course. We'll do that string again before we forget. Add the soft deletes. Seems good. Or pivot tables. Oh yeah, good point. We need a channel ID on the videos now for that one. Okay, so it looks like we've got the same sort of stats on this one as well. It's on channels, yeah. Got a view count, which is integer, big integer. Comment count, likely to go above that, but yeah, it should be right. Subscriber count, we've actually already got that one. Longest string to search for. We'll put it on the end with everything else. Video. That'll probably do it for that one. Yeah, let's go for it. Get this one out of the way again. Get rid of him. Channels. Get rid of that. Yeah, it looks alright, that. You don't have to migrate after every step, but I like to keep up to date where I am and find any errors straight away. Oh, we needed a video ID, didn't we? Channel ID. Channel ID videos. So yeah, just at the moment we're just setting up our database. Generally speaking, we're just laying out how the data is going to look. We're not actually doing code as such at this point. Yeah, what we need here is a channel ID so that we can link the videos to the channels later when we're displaying them, because obviously you want to somehow associate videos with the channel that you're trying to look at. And that'll be integer again. Integer's just, you know, to really simplify it, it's just a number. In this case, it's a positive number. It's never going to be a 1.0 or anything like that. You know, it's just going to be a solid number. There's probably math whizzes out there that know more than that. I should probably know it myself. You know, that's what Google's for, isn't it? Way to type. Yeah, we'll just add that to the database as well. And from there, don't need that way open. Don't need that open. Done with that. So that's our channel set up as well. Let's have a look at those in the database, shall we? And yeah, I realise I've got MySQL without a password on, but it's just the local machine, so it's not too much of a problem. Unless, you know, if someone's already in the local machine, then it's already done. Go into the database, Yogs DB. That is not how you do that command. There we go. Problem with talking while doing things, you sort of start typing what you're talking as well. So the tables we've just created are these two at the bottom. Everything else is built into Laravel to do its thing. Oh, not used. Sorry, it's that one and that one. If we describe videos, here's everything that we just set up. And the same with channels. Just got your video name, video description, the ID for YouTube, so we can get stuff from YouTube later if needed, which will be these stats that are coming up now: your view count, comment count, like count, dislike, and so on. Slug is going to be on the URL, so we can do some nice SEO and all that. Upload date is when the video was first uploaded, so we can store that for the on this day function. I'm talking a bit too quick, so I need a bit of coffee. I hope that didn't do lovely gulping sounds for you. And then essentially we've got the same for channel really. It's name, channel name, description. Ours will be Ribblicious, nerdiest thing since white bread. That would just be lowercase Ribblicious. Just falling over as you do. Oh well, don't worry about it. Just painkillers if you're interested. YouTube ID is going to be the channel ID. View count, comment count. Speaks for itself really. Deleted at. This is those soft deletes that we put in. It's so that we can mark a video as deleted and just sort of hide it from the website. It's not actually deleted from the database yet, which means that we can restore it later if we actually made a mistake. So we're done with that. Next up is the stars table, I believe it was. Yeah, stars. Let's just pinch our command that we used before. Create star. Way to type. So we want to make a stars table. So again, this is basically the same table layout. It's string for the name, text for the description. What else do we need with this one? Let's have a look, see what we got on the old one. Stars. Oh, YouTube ID. I'll explain that in a sec. Sorry, replying to a text as you do. YouTube ID. So that's going to be for our primary stars later, which helps us attach people to videos. It's probably not the best way of doing things, but we'll figure that out later. So the stars YouTube ID is going to be their primary channel. So for example, my YouTube ID would be Ribblicious' channel ID. Could probably do that in the pivot table, to be fair, but let's not worry about that just yet. That'll be a string. And the soft deletes. If for no other reason, soft deletes just means that when you delete something and it cascades through all the rest of the tables, it doesn't hang your website while it's doing it. It can do it in the background later when the site's not busy. Do we need anything else? Let's have a look. Did we have anything else on here? And I realise if this was the case where the entire code base was copyrighted, then we wouldn't be able to just pick and choose from the old version, but it's only the theme. If it's in here, can't use. Can't even show you the code, technically speaking. Lord. Yeah, they're good, really. Doesn't look like we had any extra stars information, so that should do us for that table. High up. I haven't taken the yeah, it's that again. Whoops. There we go. What else do we need? Series. Could probably wait on that one for now. That's going to be your equivalent to playlists on YouTube. And games, we could probably do with that. The only problem with that is we're getting games information from outside. So we're going to have to incorporate some of their database layout as well to make it work. Actually, just as a sneak peek, let's have a look at that. Oh, that's useful. Just had an idea on that. Must have added them later. Anyway, we get that from the Giant Bomb API. It's a big gaming network. You probably already know of them if you've ever done anything with their database. Frog in my throat there, jeez. Stop referring back to that just for now. And here's where I click around for a while. Don't worry about it. I'm just trying to remember what I'm doing. Are we missing something? Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. So the video model. Essentially, this is already built in to Laravel. So here's the problem bit. It's like where do you start with your code? You know what I mean? Okay, let's bring up the old one. Where did I start on that one? There's loads of stuff in here, isn't there? Just full screen this window. Let's get that out of the way. Get into searchable later. Actually, a royal paint that was. Yeah, we won't need that just yet. We'll need some soft deletes though. And that's what provides the deletion but not quite deleting it sort of thing. Tags is getting ahead of ourselves. So fillable. We want YouTube ID and channel ID to be fillable, as the name suggests. Depends. This one is more for later. Adds an extra field, but we haven't got to that yet. And hidden, we don't want the thumbnail to show up for some reason. That's probably an internal reference to the thumbnail, so let's get rid of that for now. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We don't want deleted that to show if it ever comes up anywhere. That gives away that it's deleted, I guess. This would be where you'd put, if it was a user field, you'd put password in here. so it never shows the password no matter what sort of query you do, unless you properly override it. Just had a bit of a comment there so that we can remember what we're doing with that later. Right, cool. Just take that there so we can see the indentation to remember what we're doing with that later. So that's actually alright. Channel. Gonna need to hide anything from there. And yeah, I know it's super cheat mode to already have code that you can pinch, but you know, if you've got it, use it. Don't want to bring all that in. There we go. So soft delete so that we can use that delete field, deleted at field. Actually, let's not change the old code, eh? Proper confused me when everything breaks when I next push something to that. So we want soft delete so that we can delete things but keep them in the database. And fillable is YouTube ID because it's probably going to be filled by a bit of code. You know, I can't actually remember what the difference between fillable and not fillable is. That's something to Google later when we come across it. Again with the thumbnail, I'm not quite sure why I did that. It's probably referencing the S3 URL instead of the CDN. S3 being where we store the images, it's like the cloud if you will, and the CDN which is hard coded in the old one, which ain't great. Just speeds things up. It's content distribution network, I believe it is. Anyway, getting way ahead of ourselves looking at that. So in the video now we want to have a way to reference channels. First let's actually create some data. Tinker. This is actually an alias for PHP artisan Tinker. That just gives us this little shell to play with. So we want to create a video. App is the namespace, refers to that. Video is this, refers to that in this file. So we want to make a new one. Essentially we're literally saying this video, this is what we're going to reference it by, and we're setting it to a new video. When you get used to it, it sort of explains itself really, doesn't it? So we create a new video and then we instantly forget what fields we just gave that. Let's go back to that and have a look. So we've got a string for a video name. So video name equals, what shall we call this video? Test video, please ignore. Always a good one, isn't it? Yeah, instead of straining your eyes, let's bring that up into the middle somewhere. Very bright, isn't it? By the way, I've set a if you're wondering how these keep popping up, it's because I've got a keyboard shortcut, Control /. It probably overwrites something else that I shouldn't, but what can you do? Let's just chuck that in the background so this isn't as bright and glaring. So we want a video name, test video, please ignore. Now we've made it a bit too wide, there we go. Video description. Now as this is text, it can have, what is it? What are you doing? Don't do that. Alright, let's do that again quick. I hate when it does that. When you resize the screen, it doesn't quite keep up with you. Anyway, video description. This can be a much larger field, which is why it's a text field instead of a string. A string is literally a string of characters. A text is more... It's where you'd store an article if you were writing it in a blog, for example. You'd store that in a text field. So yeah, this would be our video description. So in a YouTube example, let's just literally find the very first thing we can. Carpool karaoke, why not? Let's not let it play. So your title or your name is going to be that. That would be the name. And your description's this bit. Obviously, usually it'd be much bigger and stuff, but what can you do? You can never find a good example when you need one, can you? Really making you dizzy flicking around like that. I'll try and do it a bit slower in future. So let's get our text editor back up. Our YouTube ID, we haven't really got one at the moment, so let's just call it null. No, actually that's confusing. Let's call it dunno. Our view counts, we'll leave them as they are for now. Slug. Here's where we get a bit codey. There's a function in Laravel that does a slug for you. So if I pass that the name to the slug function, it'll do it for us. So see, lowercase is all of the letters, gets rid of spaces, turns them into dashes. Does a fair few other things. I think it changes like E's with accents on them, for example. I think it drops them down to a regular sort of E and things along that line. Well, I think I'm going to sneeze. No, we're good. False alarm. Brilliant. Upload date we'll leave. Thumbnail, we haven't got one yet. Duration, let's say it's an hour long. This is in seconds. 3600 is an hour. Seconds. And then we want to save that. You watch this do an error just to annoy me. Of course it does. Oh, it's because we didn't put any default values on anything. Jeez. Well, that's annoying, isn't it? The techier types would have seen that coming a mile away. Default blank, default 0. When in doubt, make it nullable. We're probably going to have to do the same on channels as well. So let's exit out of that. Migrate, refresh. Let's just rebuild the entire thing. You do not want to be doing this on a live database, but as we're playing around, let's just fry the database, start it again. Oh, now it doesn't like it. No, text can't have a default value. Okay, we'll just call it nullable then. Oh, let's try that again. There we go. I like that one a bit more. You'll always get this sort of thing. You'll think you're on the right path, and then you'll just do something that just there's an error. Managers out there, you might this is what happens when someone says that they've been doing something for ages, but they've actually only written like 3 lines of code. It's usually this sort of thing where there's just an error and you're not quite sure where it is. So let's try this again, shall we? Video equals, yeah, let's start. The variable video equals, and we want it to be a new video. App video again is namespace app class video, which is a model, which in Laravel terms is sort of your database interaction. So yeah, let's try that again, shall we? Video name. Actually, why are we doing this when we just press up and go for the ones that we had before? There we go. Description. Yeah. YouTube ID. Plug. And an hour. Try this again, shall we? You watch this error again. Of course. Alright, what are we missing this? What colour is that? Jeez, that is hard to read. That is horrible. Channel ID does not have a good default value. Okay. Instead of doing all that again, I'm just generally being slow. Let's assume that the channel we're going to do in a second has the ID of 1. We'll just chuck that in. That'll let us link to and from it later. In fact, let's create a channel now. So same sort of thing. Channel is a new namespace app. Channel. The channel data. We'll have to find that again. There we go. Yeah, I forgot about the video ID because we made it separately, didn't we? The channel name. Let's go with Ribblicious. Just be lazy instead of typing everything. There we go. Now the slug again. This is how we're going to be making it in the code later, so do that here as well. So that's a slug of the channel name. There we go. As we actually know this one. Did I just forget my own channel name there? Maybe. Maybe not. Let's not play that. So, to get the channel ID, sometimes you can just click around. No, it's not going to do that on ours because we've got an older channel. So view the source, Control F, let's do a search, and I think we can find it in feed. We can. There it is. There's your channel ID. That is our old code. Go away. That is not the right one either. This one. There we go. That's our channel, YouTube ID for the channel. Just while we're doing this, let's open a new one. Because I have just realised we need to do the defaults, don't we? That one's default. That one's nullable. That one was default. Okay. So basically, if we set these and we don't pass a an amount, oh, excuse me, coughing while talking. I'll have a drink. Where was I? So when we're creating these, basically what this does is if we set up a new one and we don't specify view count, it's going to by default set it to 0 views, and that's what we're aiming for here. So, by the way, if you hold down Control and Shift, you can jump back entire words. If that's ever any use to you. We can just paste that in. Nicely done. Yeah, it looks good. So yeah, we are actually going to have to redo those videos again, aren't we? Wrong one. Just on this, we're doing a PHP artisan, which is our artisan command, and grep is essentially search. Quite sure where the name comes from actually, I should probably look that up. But yeah, in the output of PHP artisan, we pipe that into grep, which is pass it along to grep essentially. And what we want to do there is search for the word magret. Well, magret. There we go. So normally it's that, but with our search it's that. What we actually want is the refresh command. PHP is migrate refresh. So that gets rid of everything that we put into the database and then puts it back again. Essentially just clearing out the database. Just nukes the entire thing. Again, don't do that in production because you'll lose everything. Exit out of that so it knows that so we've got everything fresh. There again, we want a new video. And the video name to be test, ignore. Let me do a backward search. This is Control R, which usually is search backwards. I don't actually know if it works here. Hey, it does. Nice. There we go. So Control R. What else did we have? We had a slug in there, didn't we? There we go. We have YouTube ID and duration. That's channel, so we press Control R again. There we go. And duration, there we go. And search for save. There we go. And it's broke again. Oh, what is wrong now? The old channel ID. Oh yeah, channel ID. Forgot about that one. Fair enough. We have already come up. There we go. So now, if we just do video, which is all of that we've just done, there's our video in, I don't know, raw database terms sort of thing. So now we want to set up a channel with the name. Oh, again, we can just, I didn't want to exit out of that. Problem with pressing Control C for everything. We want to find that video again. So this one's actually loading a video with the ID of 1. There we go. Oh, and here's all our default values as well. If you're wondering where they came in. So set it to a default of 0 just because we didn't set anything earlier. So we want to make a channel. I want to make a new channel. Sorted. What we got so far? Nothing. Okay. Probably, well, it's because we haven't saved. So channel name equals Ribblicious. Search back for description. Where to type. There we go. So from there we want the slug. channel slug. There we go. And that YouTube ID, instead of actually searching that, we'll just do a backward search. There we go. And the rest we should be fine with. Maybe? Question mark? So channel save, and we've got a channel. Awesome. So we've got a channel, we've got a video. Now we know that that links to that, but the code doesn't yet. So what we need to do is do a cheat mode activated, has many, and it's public. I'll explain. So we want a public function. Public means it's not public as in everyone in the world can see it, it's public to our code, as opposed to private, which means only this class can use the function. This can be referenced outside of the class, private can't. There's also protected. I'd have to look that one up, I'm not certain on that one top of my head. A lot of code is Google. It just honestly is. A lot of code is Google. So our function is, and we want to refer this, where are we? We're in video, so we want to refer this as the channel, so that we can later do video, as in this, but then we want to be able to do that to get the channel. It's actually that. So we can get the channel relevant to the video. And then we'll do one that goes the other way as well. So a video belongs to, so we want to return belongs to, is it? Question mark again? That's the wrong way around. Yeah, it is belongs to. Look at that. Got it right. Didn't even have to Google that one. It belongs to a channel. I know that it looks too simple almost, doesn't it really? But it'll do. People out there just like, I don't know what you're on about. Looks simple. Hey, Mizuki Ko in chat. Hello. Spoilers, I know who that is. So, now that we've made a function called channel, and we're telling it belongs to app channel. Now the reason I don't have to specify anything else is because we called this field channel ID. That is the default. I believe there's a way that you can do, if you wanted to call it channel ID without the underscore. I think that works. I wouldn't know off the top of my head though. I would look it up. In fact, this is how I'd look it up. Literally, Google search Laravel doc. Let's have a look. Where's the search? It's up here. It belongs to, which is what we're trying to do right now. Relationship. Oh no, that's a different bit. Oi. Migration? No. In models. Where's models? Again, this is standard code. Everything I'm saying now would usually be going through my head like, where the bloody hell's models? Yeah, models, let's do a search. Retrieving models, I think it's in here somewhere. Do a control F. Belongs to, no? Where are you, bloody thing? Again, everything I'm saying would be going through my head normally. I'd normally be quiet doing this. Just trying to let it flow as I'm streaming it. Right, what are we actually looking for? It is belongs to. In the wrong bit. Have we got a models page? Nope. You appear to be lost. Brilliant. So many times I see that. Oh, this is always a bit. Alright, let's just go to Google. Laravel belongs to function. Belongs to relationships. Is it actually in here? It was on this page that we were on in the first place. It is as well. Well, it's got a bit of code for it anyway. I don't know if this is actually the page. Yeah, here we go. Hey, I was right. Look at that. I completely forgot why we were searching here, but yeah. You pass on the foreign key there. Brilliant. So a foreign key is a key that references a different table, as in it's foreign to that table. I completely forgot why we were looking for that, if I'm honest. Again, that happens too. Anyway, so we've got a channel. It belongs to channel. Its default matching is channel_ID, which matches up with the ID from channel. I know, it's very confusing, but here comes the magic. So we'll just restart Tinker so that it's got the latest code, because I don't think it updates when you don't exit out and come back in. So video, we want to find that video that we already had. The app, video, find, it's double colon, just because it is. There's probably a reason behind it, but again, I'd have to Google, and you just saw the chaos it was just to find that one thing. So video, find, and that's our ID, so we want a video with the ID of 1. Yeah, so we got that. So now we've added this function. Yeah, so channel and the brackets indicate there's a function. Matches up with this. If we actually save this file so it actually works, here we have. So this should, if it's worked, should come out with that. It didn't. Of course it didn't. Why would it? What have I done here? What have I missed? This is always the case. What have I missed here? Got model. Don't need cache. Oh, idiot. We got the this. There we go. So this is referring to the class that we're in currently. I know, very anticlimactic that, wasn't it? Brilliant. It always is. That's why developers are depressed. So yeah, that's our video. And this is our channel. It's not our channel for some reason. Why isn't it? Because you didn't save the file when you changed it, you idiot. Right, let's try again. So find one. Okay. Sort of works. Let's try and set that to a variable. No. Okay, what have I done wrong now? Oh, here's me trying to be smart and it just doesn't work. What have I done wrong here? I'm trying to reference the entire thing, aren't I? That's not what we're doing here. So, forget that off. Let's try that again. So, let's get the first video. Video with an ID of 1. Cool. So if we wanted a channel name from this, we go video, which is referencing that one that we just set. Then from there, we do the channel, but then we're able to reference from within that channel. So we should be able to get the channel name, for example, which didn't work, because why would it? What am I doing wrong here? Just gonna go copy and paste code. I'm not great with talking while doing things. That's obviously what it is. I'm not bad at it or anything. Where's channel on this? Here we go. Oh, I'm glad I'm not teaching this. I'm just sort of doing it, you know what I mean? But this is literally the same bloody code as what I've got. Oh, that's that big blank one again. Wait, is it not name? What's our channel name called? Should be name. I don't know why it's broken. Oh, maybe we don't need that. Hey, we didn't need the brackets. Oh, rookie mistake because I'm talking out loud. Yeah, so if we wanted a variable called channel name for whatever reason, we'd probably more reference it in, say, the view later on when we're displaying it to the page. So the video is this video, as in the one that we found with a number. We've just stored it to video. Channel is this function which tells the code that it belongs to a channel via the default, which is channel ID. So it'll check that it's got channel ID with an ID of 1. So it then links up with the channel. So it essentially sort of does this. It doesn't actually do this code, but it does the similar. So it does that, finds the channel with the ID of 1, which it got from there, and here it is. And then the last bit is getting the name. It just grabs from there. So as you might guess, if we wanted the YouTube ID, if we haven't protected it, we haven't, good. So if we wanted the YouTube ID, we'd do whatever I just did there. We'd just do that. That gets us the YouTube ID, description, so on. So we've linked the two tables now. We've linked video to channel, and now we want to do back again. So now we do it the other way round. So public function videos, because it's a plural, because we're going to get many videos. This one we want to return. We remember to do this time. This has many. And it's referring to the app and the video. Has many. I know it has one at the moment, but it can have many, essentially, is what we're saying. So if I X out of that and get the new code, let's get the first channel in our database. So this, if it works, it might not work. So this, we want to get all the videos. We can do channel videos, and this should work. Did work. Yay. So if we have more than one video, it'd have that repeated, and I know that highlighting it doesn't really help because it makes it unbearable, but it would have that repeated, so there'd be multiple videos returned under the all. So we've linked videos and channels together. Awesome. Sorted. So the next thing we need now, did we add any others? Stars. Again, we've sort of messed up here by not adding the defaults. Default nullable. Make that nullable. Nullable means it can be blank, essentially. Null, blank. If you're wondering. I say the problem is you're gonna have to run this and probably lose all that data again. I know, it's very frustrating when you're first starting. Let's just get it over and done with. Refresh. Have we saved everything? We have. So again, it drops everything, rolls it all back, and then pushes it all forward again. Have I spelled something wrong there? No. What? Oh, I've missed the... You'll find this a lot. Look, out of all this, if you're just glancing, nothing wrong with it. Oh, it needed that. Brilliant. Let's try that again. There's so many times you'd be boggled as to why a bit of code doesn't work, and it turns out there's one character missing. It's usually the semicolon on the end. Like, I'd do that and it'd just be broke. If this was a video, this is where I cut so that you skip this bit while I set everything back up. Right, you bloody thing. Why are you not doing a nice search, is it? Of course it isn't. A new video. Some silly video. That'll do. I know we need the channel ID, don't we? So we've got a video. Not much there. Doesn't need to be much there. How does the website look at this stage? It doesn't. This is the default. It's built in. Yeah, we haven't even got to the actual stage where you can see stuff yet. But yeah, I know it's crazy. If you're not a developer, you'd see all this me waffling on for ages, and eventually it turns into this. There's a bit of a gap in between, unfortunately. I mean, you can use other things that have been pre-made, but in this case we're writing it ourselves, because in a little bit there's going to be, well, a little bit, I say that, it'll probably be next week, but there's going to be like custom code that pulls data from YouTube, and not many things do that, so we're going to have to write that ourselves. So we don't want to get tied into something that someone else has written, because it might be written in a way that doesn't let us do that. And yeah, I'm flicking through everything because I'm not quite sure where I'm going. Oh yeah, we were rebuilding that, weren't we? So channel equals new channel. So this is us setting up that channel again from before. So channel name, Publicious, description, I think we had. Yeah. YouTube ID. That is not how you spell ID. Okay. What else did we have in there? That is not database. Migrate. Oh yes, look. Not that it really matters in at this stage, because it's going to be all automated later. Yeah, I'm not going to have to add these for every single channel on the Yogscast network, which is what we're building this one for at the moment. Just to say, it's not an officially commissioned thing or anything like that, and if we need to change the name, we will change the name, but no one's had any complaints so far. Let's save that. So channel save, and its function, so save. So we should still be able to do this. Channel videos. Let me get the video that we just put in with the channel ID of 1. In fact, let's add an extra video. Just yet another silly video with the channel ID of 1. So yeah, we're just reusing this variable because we just overwrit it. Didn't need to do anything else with it, and let's save that. So now if I do channel videos, you're going to get the 1. Did I not save that? I did save that. Where's it go? What's up with you? channel ID equals 1. Video. Save. Video. Yeah, it has got the channel ID. It's just the wrong way around. Why is it only bringing back the... That's very... Well, it's probably not hard. It probably makes sense. I'm not seeing I'm wrong. First channel. An ID of 1. Channel. Video. There we go. What's I doing wrong? Alright. This is why you want to exit out and come back in. Because if you make a save and change, it doesn't actually update the code in the terminal thing. So you exit out, get the new code, and yeah, I haven't actually searched for that. So now it brings back 2 videos because we've got 2 videos. Again, I'm highlighting, I shouldn't do that. With the ID of 1, channel ID of 1. So from there, let's big ourselves up a bit. Have I actually done stars yet? Yeah, I did stars. Star equals a new star. A new star is born. And I can't remember what. Put that over to the side. I apologise if the sun jumping around the place is really bright or anything. A star name. Oh, I'm gonna be a star. It's me. So the description is way too cheerful about being called a star in this code. And the YouTube ID in this Tinker console we can do it straight up without assigning it to a variable. Don't need that. For this we're just going to use that as the YouTube ID for this as well. And that should do that one. Now we've got a star in there too. So if we close that off. Oh, here we go. What have I changed? Oh, that was me doing the... Yeah, don't worry about that. Close that off. Don't need that. Let's open up stars. So we want a public function channel. This belongs to channel, and this time we'll use the YouTube ID to link the two and see if it works. It might not. This is new to me. Well, new to this project. Get some new code. We should be able to do star. There we go. Start channel. Start channel name. Oh, see that might not have worked. Why didn't it work? No idea. Let's do it the other way instead. So we want to add channel ID to stars. Channel ID integer. Yeah, we want the same thing. Migrate that up. Go back into Tinker. Star find one. Star channel ID, which it now has with the 0 there. 0 we should treat as doesn't exist later on. So the database starts at 1 in this case. We don't want to get confused there. How things get exploited and whatnot. So we want to save the save the star. Oh, we need to change that. And get fresh code. So this might work. Yeah, there we go. That was a lot better. Excuse me, I'm not used to talking this much. Have a drink there. So yeah, now from our start, we can get the channel it's related to as well. And we probably want to do the reverse of that too. Literally just same thing, stars relates to star. Get new code again. This should work the other way. So we've got the idea of one again. Channel stars. Yeah, there we go. So the relationship works the other way as well. But because it has many, it can have multiple stars. So it's a has many instead of a belongs to. Splits off. So if it was a simple one-to-one, they'd both be belongs to. So that belongs to that, A belongs to B, B belongs to A. But in this case, we can also have A can have B and C. So A has many of the other one, whereas B only belongs to A. There are other ones, so you could have a auto-complete my code there, don't mind me. So you can have it as a belongs to many, which means that A can be linked to B and D, B can be linked to A and C, and that, yeah, we'll get to that sort of thing later because I think we need it for something. Probably games and videos relationship, to be honest. So yeah, that's where we use a pivot table, which is like a table in between the two, so you can go both directions. It's complicated me trying to explain it out loud, just thinking about it. But essentially you end up with the same result. You have, I'm highlighting again, I do apologise. So you have the all, but the other way around. So it goes both ways. I'm trying to avoid saying that phrase, but it goes both ways. This is the curse of the developer, because there's nothing for me to show you yet. If I was designer, I'd have everything to show so far, but nope, nothing yet. Shall we have a look at the front end, just so we can see that side of things? So if we do a root for hello, no, I'll just call a blank function. payback friend is what it returns. So if we save that, if this is still running, which it should be, it's broke. But what have I missed? Oh, I've missed it. See what I mean? Semicolon. Always the semicolon. Right, so if I go to /hello, there we go. This is the fun part where you get to see things actually come together. We are still setting up our database and our models and stuff, but something a bit different, so we can actually see some progress. Do a bit of that. Yay, it's happy. Whee. But what we actually want to do, return a view of hello. Show you what a view is now. If we go into resources, views, we've got welcome. Let's close these off until we come back to them. Grab the code from, it's essentially this page, it's pinching from at the moment. And if we make a new file, paste that in there, save it as hello.blade, blade is the templating engine, .php because it's a PHP file. Give that a save. There's our hayback friend. And it's also here as well. We'll get rid of these links for now because we don't need them. So if I now go to /hello, there we go. Oh, it looks pretty. So yeah, we just pinched the code from the first one just to show how that bit works. Probably skimmed it a bit, but you know, let me know in chat if you want a bit more of that sort of thing. And these are logins. We'll get to that way later, I imagine. You know, so you can log into the thing, log out of it, and have different access based on whether you're logged in or not. So for now, well, we've got our hello function. We can do whatever we want with that, really. If we set a variable to hey there friend called hello, we return the view with that variable. And in this we can actually do that. Which means that in our code we can now change it here. Just sort of mash the keyboard if we want, because why not? Hey! Starting to pass data to the view now. So there we go. So that passes that variable with the name hello. We can actually refer to that as something else, but in here we'd have to call that other hello. Yeah, so that's literally just the name. It doesn't have to be the same as that. It can just pass through as whatever you want it to be. Let's just call it the same for now, just for ease. Oh, just as a sidebar, by the way, I am in no way a teacher of Laravel. Just to throw that out there. There are much better resources if you're here to learn. But yeah, it's just a case of seeing how to actually do it in the real world, and usually I'll get stuck on something, so you see how I Google things and whatnot as well. So we've got the web, and that does our front end side of things. But there is actually a middle bit to that as well, which I forgot where they are. No, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm just being senile on this one. It's in here. It's a controller. This all seems completely pointless for now, but it does make sense later on, it really does. Let's find the command for that. That is not the right command. Make is something completely different. That's way lower level of programming. So what I want to do is make a controller, which we will call a video controller. I'm just doing this to make it a bit more interesting. Usually I'd carry on with the boring bit and whatnot. But yeah, we want to make a video controller. So if we go into here now, we've got our video controller. And we're on a public function called show all videos. There are better ways of doing this, but for now this will do. And same again. We return a view, but this time we'll call it videos with videos. So we can reference video, put it up there in the use, and here we want to define videos, which we're going to pass later. Videos is video. I don't have to do app because I've used that there. If I didn't have that, I'd have to do the same here with the Tinker console, but it just makes it easier to do it like that. I mean, in this case it doesn't, but when you've got longer ones like that and you can have them as long as possible, it's a lot easier to just use and then go into it. So we want to get all videos. So now if we hit this, we fetch all of our videos and then we return them to the view, which is in here. So new file. Let's just be cheeky and pinch all that code again, just because we're being lazy at the moment because it's not the actual page. Videos.blade.php. This is our videos page. Now what we want to do, just for now, we're going to make it look horrible. Don't worry about it. For each, so for every one that exists, for every video in the videos variable as video, so we can reference it. And we want to end for each afterwards. So we want to reference video name. So for every video that we've been passed, we break it down into video so that we can do it one by one. And now it'll run this for every video. In theory. Oh, and then we need the root to do that. Call it videos, and it was a video controller. What do we call it? Show all videos. Now this should work. It didn't, but it should have. What have I done wrong here? Oh, idiot. Duh. I forgot to put the video on. There we go. So we've got some silly video, yet another video. So those were the two that we made earlier. Oh bloody hell, that sounds like Blue Peter now. Let's get rid of the title so that it's a bit easier to read. See how that turns out. That is just tiny. Get out of here, Styles. There we go. So just to recap on that, for every video in the videos, we run this bit of code, well, we output this, which references the video name, which is why we've got some silly video, yet another silly video, because they were the two that we made earlier. Yay! And all this is all the log in and out and stuff, but we haven't got there yet. Nowhere near that yet. We will get there though. We'll get there. Yeah, so now we've got a way to display all of our videos. And we could do the same with channels, stars, all of that. So essentially this is a very simplified form of this. Yeah, you put in all your stylings and stuff, you bring in images, you'd reference what game it was. And if I clicked on it, this would do the same, but just with the single video. There's that slug that I was on about earlier. It's in the URL. And the channel slug, video slug, which is a lot better for search engines. It just is. I shouldn't say it just is. It is because it's better for search. It's more keywords and whatnot. And considering I've been waffling on for a good 7, 8, 9, couple hours now, I'm actually going to take a break. Get a bit of a breather and remember how to talk. So I shall be back in about 5-10 minutes. See you in a sec.
Look to the sky, out to the stars. Believe and make this world a better one. Days come and gone, feeling undone, shattered and torn. How will we belong again? We stand in line and we amend for a better time.
no moment in history where I could stand and say, arithmetic begins here, now.
And welcome back. So, as a quick recap, what we're doing is we are making Yogs DB, which is a site I made earlier, the old Blue Peter special. So, it's got a list of channels from YouTube, and it grabs videos automatically as they come out. So having said that, it looks like it's paused for a moment. So let's give that a quick kick and then we'll get back into it. Not quite sure why it wasn't doing that properly, but there you go. Anyway. So what it does is, let's say it wants to check for another update from Sips. So it grabs Sips's channel, it grabs his latest videos. Again, I'm not quite sure why the queue stopped working there, but I'll fix that away from stream at a later time. It then populates the database with a load of videos, all of their videos, like 30,000 of their videos I think it is at this point, and stores a bunch of data about them. So for example, the on this day function uses the upload date, and from there we can see what happened on last year, all the way back to the beginning, 2010, 7 years ago. So they've got a lot. They've got a lot. And now the reason we're rebuilding this is firstly to show how it was built, just because why not? And also this theme that has been used is heavily based on one that I believe I bought for another project a while back, and so I can't distribute this theme. While I could use the code, I figured, well, might as well rewrite the code, why not? And stream the process. So what we've got so far in the old version, let's open up the old code. So this is the old code. Nasty, reshapes the page and everything for you. I love that responsive design, eh? So to show this main page, when you hit the site, you go into the roots. To show this page, it is the slash. So it's the home controller welcome function. So if we go into HTTP controllers and home controller welcome. So what it's doing here is it's getting a list of videos ordered by their upload date, descending. So as in the newest one first back. Paginate, which handles these page links for us. And we want 24 per page, so there's 24 videos on this page being displayed right now. 24 because it's a nice number. Any sort of 12 or multiple of divides into like a million different other numbers, you know, 2, 4, 6 and so on. Yeah, maths, great, isn't it? So from there, it's got its 24 videos. Then we return the view ydb.welcome with videos, and that contains the videos that we just grabbed. So from there, then the ydb dot refers to this function, dot welcome. Then from in here, we see that it extends the master. So the master is just the entire code. Can't really go too far into this because it is actually the copyrighted code that I can't share, which is why it's not open source already. And it just grabs that, and then we provide the content section, which, if we just quickly jump back to master, scroll left, content, too far. So where it says yield, it's going to put that code. So it'll put out all this, then it'll output our code. That's not the right one. I've already forgot which one it was. Alright, let's try that again. So, home controller. Oh, it's the welcome page. Already forgetting things. So yeah, for the content, it goes into this for each loop. So for each of the videos it's been passed, it breaks it down into just a singular video, and then we include a snippet video with the video. So inside snippets we've got a video, and this is the HTML markup for a single one of these videos. So each one of these has this code. And it looks like I've actually hard coded a bit of a bit of the CDN in there, which I shouldn't have done, but this is the sort of thing that needed tidying up before it went open source, to be honest. There's not really much I can go into there. There's things like, you know, if it's over a certain time, it adds the little squiggly, which you might have noticed on this day. Yeah, because it's not quite accurate, so it's approximately 1 year ago. Because it summarizes it into a year. And from there we get our pagination links. Which are not on the On This Day page. Which are these? Do apologise for the cough in there. Again, I'm not used to talking for this long. And generally speaking, there's not much to the site other than the amount of data that there is. There's just a lot of data. Calf looks a bit stretched there. That's something to keep an eye out for later. Yeah, so it must just stretch the image a bit. What can you do? So that's a bit of a recap of where we're trying to get to. With, you know, we're recreating the old code. So back into where we were, we've just done a quick simple videos. We're literally just outputting the video names at the moment. We're not even sorting them by upload date or anything because we just don't have that information yet. So what do we need next? Obviously there's the front end side of things to make it actually look like a website, but that'll be It's not really something that you do at this stage. You make it look good more towards the end when you know what it's going to display, and then you make that display well. I think first things first, we need to bring in a command and fetch a video from YouTube. So to do that, get a PHP artisan, make command, and I forgot what the syntax is. So I'm going to call the command video fetch. And we'll call this fetch video. No, actually, we'll call it video fetch. Match up nicely. So first things first is take that. We're not actually saving this, don't worry, we're just getting this name here. And we need to register it as a command, which is in the kernel section inside the protected commands variable. It'll then load up the code to run this essentially. Now from here we want to add a YouTube ID, and we want to describe what it does. Fetches the video with ID, YouTube ID. And it doesn't actually do anything yet, so let's just put some sarcastic message there, shall we? So this should now show, yeah, there's our new command that we've just made. If we ask it for help, it shows us that the usage is video fetch and then a YouTube ID, and that's the only argument that we've got so far. Yay. So that's that. That's, yeah, there's not much there yet, because what we need is a way to interact with YouTube. We need to pull in PHP SDK. Let's see if there's one specifically for Laravel. There is, I remember using this one. So we're pulling in an extra package that handles all the YouTube side of things so that we don't have to write it all from scratch. We'll just wait for that to finish. There we go. Now we need to register that, which is under app. Minimize them. Providers, app service provider. No, it's not. I've missed a bit here. It's in the config, not in the app. There we go. Config app. In here we add a new one that we've just added. And then for easier reference later, we'll add an alias to it, so we can just call YouTube. So we'll put this out into its own provider later, and now we'll just do it all raw. Publish vendors. There's plenty of them. Nice. And in the config there should now be YouTube. I might need to just refresh the folders. There we go. There it is. That is where I need to get a YouTube API key, which will be refreshed at the end of the session. So yeah, There's no need to try and use it. In fact, I'll grab it on a different machine. Because I'll already be logged in there. Grabbing that token that we need. Key. Will restrict to my IP address. This will probably trip me up later when I forgot that I've restricted it to my IP address so the server can't use it. Okay, so that was the boring bit, I know. But I needed to get a nice key that we can use. So on this machine I can use this key. You won't be able to use it anywhere else, so don't spend the time trying to type that out. It won't be any use to you. But yeah, that's our key. If we just go to, I don't know, Sips' channel. Grab his video ID there. So now we should be able to tinker our way into doing YouTube. Get video info. That. And there we go, we've got, that was nice and easy, wasn't it? We've now got this video in code form. So you see there's the title of the video. There's the description. Thumbnails, these are, as you'd expect, the thumbnail. I think that was a channel thumbnail actually. And there's plenty of information here that we can later use. Yeah, there's your duration. It needs converting into an actual nicer number. Yeah, that's 6 minutes 38 seconds, whereas we need to turn it into math nerds in the audience. We haven't got our code. Yes, never mind. But yeah, it's just over 300, something like that. 368, 300 something, 398, something like that. Anyway, ignoring that. So the summary is that we can get the YouTube video. Now in our code, do a quick call to YouTube. So if we need that, probably do. DD is dump and die, so it'll just output what we've got. I actually can't remember the SS level. This argument. Nice. So this argument matches up with the YouTube ID from earlier. So now, where's that gone? There we go. Should be able to pass along this. So video fetch and then that ID. Yes. We get the YouTube video. So we're able to fetch videos now, so that's good. Just call it YT video for now. Store that in a variable so we can use it. So what we want to do now, once we've got a video, and again this will be moved on to its own service class or something later. We want to make a new video. We want to add video. What have we got here then? Open a quick new one. Essentially at the moment we're mapping the data from one to the other. So for example, we need the name. Video name is going to be YouTube video. It looks like it's under snippet. So snippet and then title. And the description is literally the same name. Description. And YouTube IT, we know that. Missed the video bit there. We can actually just get that from the argument earlier. And we've got a view count, comment count, like count, dislike count. Are they? Right, they're under statistics. Statistics. This one is view count. Looks like it's the same for the rest. So we've got view count, like count, dislike count, comment count. Now what we're going to do is select that bit of text. Because it's sublime text, it's nice and handy. You can just select multiple and start editing multiple at the same time. So we want it to be like, and that updates both. Nice and handy. That's why I like this editor. Dislike. And then we want a comment. And I think that matches up, doesn't it? So view count, like count, dislike count, and comment count. Yes. That's our statistics. There. Yeah. If you can't write good code, make sure you can write good comments. That's the main rules. And the slug, we want to use the built-in function str slug, and we'll just use the video name that we grabbed earlier. Just move that up there a bit. What do we need from this? Upload date. It's the upload date in. Publish that. Here's where we're going to have to play around with the data a bit. That is not the right one. YT video snippet published at. That probably won't go into it nicely. What we want to do is convert it into seconds since the epoch, however you pronounce that, and then we want to convert it back date, and we'll give it a format in a second once I remember how to do it. MySQL date time, something like that. Like it's that, and yeah, we're on Stack Overflow. Of course we are, because we're programming. And there's the format we should need. Do we need anything else from this? Oh, of course, we've got the duration as well. Under there is content details. Duration. So that's got this sort of format. What have we got here? I know I've already figured it out before, but let's try and figure it out now. Someone's trying to do it manually. Wonder if I actually used this before or something. Nice. Let's see how I did it in the old one. Yeah, the old one. I just left it in the command. Yeah, I probably did. Oh, nice. Here we go. So it looks like previously wrote a. It looks like this was copied from somewhere actually. So we want a custom function, get durations in seconds, and then we can just do this. Get duration seconds. Chuck that around there, and it'll nicely format it. And then we'll just dump the video thing for now. Variable for now, and we'll see how it comes out. Not the right one. So now, if we fetch this, instead of just dumping the actual video from YouTube, it should format it into our video storage. Which of course it does, but considering we've dumped, it's just put it in this format instead. So we've got the name, got the description, YouTube ID, slug, view count, like count, and the duration is 398, which I eventually managed to work out earlier. Yay! And now the problem is we don't have a channel to attach this to at this point. Let's leave that as that. Now we might need to create a channel where we don't already have one. This is probably where I'd usually give up and just, I'll do it tomorrow sort of thing. Yeah, so it looks like we just sort of made it using the YouTube content last time. Bit of bodged code there. Just pinch that for now and see what it's doing. So if it's not empty that there's a channel ID, we know that there's a channel and YouTube hasn't fallen apart or anything. Hello to Aloop chat there. Just for a bit of background, we are recreating the site yogsdb.com, one that I made earlier, and well, we need to remake it anyway, so I thought I'd do it on stream. Welcome to the channel. So now what we're doing is trying to make a YouTube channel in our database off this video. So if we've got the channel ID, we're going to try and search for it to see if we've already got it. This is a bit of a mess. There we go. And if we have, return it. Or set it to the variable rather. It's empty or we don't have a channel title. This is actually the wrong variable now. Just update to our current one. There we go. Then we need to create a new one. So the channel ID, YouTube ID, description and slug. Yeah, we haven't got that function. So we essentially create a new channel. Got that function from the old code. Then once we've created that, we've got the channel ID, so we can save it to this video. See if that works. We're fetching the video from Sips's channel, and of course we haven't added the channel up top. Of course. What you get for copy and pasting code, isn't it? What we got here? We haven't got title because we called it name this time. There we go. We'll get there. So if we go into the Tinker now, let's just search first. The ID of 3. Got an ID of 2 in the channel ID, which is promising. Which has created itself. It hasn't got the description or slug. Just unfortunate, but I guess we chuck the channel into the job queue and then it can go fetch that later. So if we go back to our really bog standard sort of view now. It's also got that one now. So now we've got a function that can pull in YouTube videos and also create the channel if it's needed. In fact, if we go back to this one, see if that works. Yeah. So we're now able to show the channel and the video. Let's go pick another one. That'll do. So if we grab that YouTube ID, put it into our new little fetch function, we're obviously just dumping it out there. Hey. What that did there was it fetched the video, noticed that we didn't already have that channel, so it created that as well. And now we've got that in our database too. So ideally we'd need to move this out into a service class so we can use it within the code in other places too. Now it can sit there and sit pretty, it's fine. What we could do with doing now is turning that into a big loop. Just output a bit of debug information just for now. Keep saying just for now, that's how technical debt happens. Yeah, just putting a bit of debug information in here. It's nothing really too important. It just helps you see what it's doing at the time, especially when it goes into a big loop. Essentially, let's do the same thing. This time it'll be channel. Channel fetch. Again, we're not leaving this up here, we're just grabbing the reference. Control Z that out of there. Register that as a command. Same again, except this time it's a channel ID. Oh, what was it again? Was it argument? Yeah, it was. Put a new line in there. Marge Simpson there, don't mind me. Put a new line in there so it doesn't turn into one big mess of mess of words. Now what we need other than a bit more debug. What we need is a way to get the channel info. Obviously normally I'd have the history to go back through instead of keep searching for it, but I'm using guest mode so that I don't keep getting suggestions for other things. Yeah, looks like that's the one that we're after, at least for now. So what we're going to do is get from YouTube a list of channel videos with the argument that we pass along, and we want to restrict it to 40. Let's change that down to 5 for now. I think it actually does have a max limit of 50, so you would then have to start looping through the lists. It gets a bit complicated, but for now that'll do. As we don't know what it's going to look like, let's just dump it out. Channel fetch. And again, oh no.
Hello and welcome to the Yogs Cast.
Don't worry about
And I haven't included the YouTube bit up top. Right, so like it's just an array. If we loop through it, get rid of that. What did that look like? Snippet again, title. So now what we're going to do is, with that list that we've just grabbed, we want to loop through it and echo the name of the video, essentially. Which it does. Nice. Looks like there's no sort of sorting at the moment because they're very old videos. They're not the latest. Go back to the here's one I made earlier, just to grab the how we do that a bit quicker. Okay, yeah, we had to. Yeah, there was a lot of information there, so I'll copy and paste this. But I will explain what it's doing. We're actually going to get rid of that request because we're now doing it differently. Take out the extra bits that got added on eventually. I'll explain this in a moment. Okay, so in theory, what we're doing here is restricting it to 10 results. Results per page, rather. And the channel ID is the one that we've passed along. We want the videos, is the type. We only need ID and snippet for what we're doing. Max result is that result that we made earlier. And we want to order by date. We want to set up an empty array page tokens that we'll use in a moment. I equals 0 because we're doing a loop. And search, and we're using the function paginate results, which if I jump over here basically allows you to search through multiple pages because YouTube limits it to 50 results per page. So ignoring that for now. For every result that we've got, we'll use it as YT video, and then we'll just echo the title out for now. And if we've got no pages left after this, we'll break out of the loop. But if we have, we'll set it to that page token that we set earlier. And then we just wait a bit so we don't overload. Well, we can't overload YouTube, but we don't want to send too many requests in one go. And then we increase the I variable so that when we jump back, you know, it increases each time so that we can use it here in the paginate tokens. So in theory, that should go through a few pages. In theory. Yeah, there we go. See, it's going through YouTube, just pulling all the videos. In this case, I haven't restricted it anyway, so if I let that go, it would get literally every single video that they've ever done. All the way back till 7 years ago when they first started. Possibly even 8 years ago at this point. So now we're able to get the channel's videos now. That's what that little command does. And in there it looks like we're just calling. Oh, we were calling a queue by the look of it. Yeah. See if that brings us up anything. Yes, there we go. So now what we can actually do in each of these, every time it loops through a video, we can get it to do a video fetch, which is the command we just made a little bit ago. Pass along the YouTube ID. We get from YT video, and I can't remember where it was. Might just be ID by the look of it. Or is that actually the channel? Oh no, that should work. But yeah, if we get the ID from the one that we're looping through, we just add a bit of debug code here. I do apologise if I've lost you, feel free to pipe up in chat if I have. So essentially now what we're doing is we're grabbing all the videos from the channel and then for each of those we're running that other command that we made that adds it to the database. It didn't work, of course, because I forgot to put it up in here. Use artisan. Undefined variable video. I've probably left an old reference somewhere. Where's video? Right, who was saying that? Fetch the video. Here somewhere? Oh, of course, we don't have that. Not sure where I got that idea from to put that in there. That might do it a bit better. It's going to do this for a while now, isn't it? Who's not being a string? It's just that debug line. Missing a bit here. I think what I've done here is I'm trying to pass a parameter, and that's not what I need. What do I need? Okay, different question. What did I do before? That should be right. Maybe that's blank. Wait, is it a capital I? No? Right, fair enough. What we do instead then is see what we're dealing with instead of just making assumptions. So it's not just ID, it's video ID underneath that, if you I mean. So we also need the video ID bit there, and that should do it in theory. Do a few of those. And if we go back to our video page, hey, we've pulled in a bunch of videos. So obviously from there we just sort of leave it going forever. I think last time it took about 2 weeks to fetch all of them. Something like that. Because of course the reason it slowed down at the end there is because we put this little bit in so we don't hammer the API. But without it, it does this. So it'll just go until you stop it. That's our little pull the videos in bit. Nice little loop. And as previously mentioned, that will end up looking something along the lines of this. Obviously we need to pull from multiple channels. We need to occasionally refresh stats, so you can get the view counts and things along that line. Oh look, it looks like we managed to kick it into the gear after that break. That's good. And then of course occasionally we need to pull the latest page so that we can get any new videos. And of course we need to do that for every one of these. Generally speaking, there's actually still a long way to go. I think at this point we're probably at a point where we've managed to get the videos. We managed to make it automatically create channels, So I reckon this is a good point to call it for the night and go pass out and drink a load of water, because I'm not used to talking this much. So my throat is just dry and my nose has started running for some reason, because why wouldn't it? So yeah, I am going to leave it there for tonight. I realise it's an hour early, but yeah, I need to learn how to talk again, I think. If anyone's stuck around long enough, I hope they enjoyed or got something out of that at least. I'm not quite sure what you would have at this point, but maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Yeah, as far as I know, I'm scheduled in to do this again next Thursday. I might do a bit in the background so that I can just give a recap of what I did rather than code it real time, because it's a bit on the slow side, isn't it? Especially the bits where I don't quite know what I'm doing, so I have to keep Googling everything. But like I said, this isn't a teaching thing, this is just a me streaming while I'm doing it thing. So to summarise, I shall see you next week. Bye bye.